and chair the party. Yeah? You know, those are gossipers. Me, I don't deal with people who are idle, gossiping. Many of us have been around for this party for long. And I'm still there. And I can serve this party at whatever capacity. Those who think being chairman is so important to them, let them offer themselves.
The appetite to power is so great than anything else, than leading. When a hunter sees a prey, he focuses on the prey and forgets everything. You see? Now, the appetite of power, trust me, my people, is so great. When you see an opportunity, you forget your people, you forget your responsibilities, you forget your obligation, you forget your objective, you forget everything for that power. People are hungry to power, not leading. So when you put your expectation to people or to your representatives that they're taking your grievances serious, you're putting your life in a greater risk. And right now, as I speak, you will see Azimio la Umoja will be no more, because number one, they're disorganized. You understand? They're talking different languages, and actually, and the bottom line, they are competing eloquently. They are competing on who is speaking best, you see? And trust me, let me just give some advice to people, to Azimio leadership. The best thing you can do, avoid media. Media itawagonganisha. Media, misisi, tutawagonganisha. So what do? Respect media. When they come to you, answer questions that are asked. Do not explain anything deeper than that. Just for you to safeguard your Azimio la Umoja, because you are not representing the people. You are actually representing yourself. And you can see that. So take a moment and watch the entire of this video. Leave a comment in the section below. Let us see what is going to happen at the end of it all.
I am very ready to leave the chair for them, or for anybody else. Right now, I'm the chair. But I'm not dying to be the chair of ODM. I have done my bit. So what is their problem? I've heard them say that I had so many positions that they took. That's why they took away minority leader from me. Since they took it away, see, I'm still alive. They can also take chairman. I'll still be there. And by the way, I want to repeat it for record. I want to leave this position of chair ODM. When? Anytime. The only problem right now is I don't even have a vice whom I can hand over to. But I am not someone who would also run away from the office before we get good succession. So I want to be...
Azimio pia tumesema tuna release mzee wetu aende ajitetee kwa kile kitu cha AU. Lakini sisi tutaendelea tukiona Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka akiwa kiongozi wetu na timu yetu ya wanaazimio kusimama nanyi wananchi kuendelea kuwatetea. Hatutawaacha.
Sisi sasa mwenye atakuwa akituongoza kwa hiyo safari itakuwa Kalonzo Musyoka. Steven Kalonzo Musyoka. Yeye ndio kiongozi wetu katika Azimio.
Kwa hiyo kama itaanguka naye wananisubiri ati niwe Attorney General, sijui niwe nini. Ya nini? Nilikuwa Vice President wa Kibaki. Niteremshe heshima hiyo ya Kibaki niende kuwa Attorney General? Haiwezekani.
Of the remaining seats, President William Samoei Ruto, go ahead and fill your cabinet. This team is not interested in being part of your cabinet.
Na tutaanguka nao. Toto achilia. Zakayo tutaanguka naye. Hakuna, tuseme ukweli hapa. Tutoke hapa tukijua Kalonzo amesema ataanguka na Zakayo. Itaanguka naye.
Akabakisha nani? Mbadi pekee yake. Mbadi ni Muluya. Wakati amepanga serikali akapatia, maana alibaki Mbadi, yeye na Gachagua. Gachagua alipewa nafasi ngapi? 6 ama 7. Si ndio? Rais mwenyewe akajipatia ngapi? Mbadi alipewa ngapi? Sasa wacha yeye anasema kwamba yeye namba 3 kwa serikali, Wetangula asema namba 3. Wetangula alipewa ngapi? Hiyo namba 3 yake. Raila ametoka nje huko, amekuja akapewa ngapi? Kwa sababu ya power ya unity. Na unity ya Raila hizo namba ambayo anatumiwa kupea nafasi zote hizo, namba yake kule ndani iko viti vya Waluya karibu 20. Na nyinyi mnafikiri maana kufanyia mzaha tu. Watu wanajipanga, sisi kure na kuja tunaharibu na ngoja miaka mingine 5. Tunaharibu tena, when are we going to learn? Tutajifunza siku gani? Na tukisema tukae chini kama Waluya tuongee, hata juzi tumefaka hapa Nairobi tukukula lunch. Unapata mtu anakuja anaongea hapa, ndio watu wanaongea, si hatuko pale nani ametumwa tayari atakuja kuharibu. Agents. Watu ambao wakisikia Mluya anaongea Waluya kae pamoja hawawezi kulala. Kwa sababu gani? Because the day Mluya ataongea na sauti moja, the politics of this country will change forever. Sasa watu wetu ambao walikuwa kwa Azimio, tulikuwa na manifesto yetu. Ila ambayo mnaenda kutekeleza kwa Kenya Kwanza ni katiba, ni manifesto gani? Jambo gani hili nyinyi kina Mbadi mlipromise wa Kenya kwa mtaenda kufanya, kwa mnaenda kufanya sasa hivi? Time has come ambayo sisi wa Kenya lazima tuangaliane ana kwa ana.
Because I'm told that the media have been banned from from filming press conferences within Parliament, that because somebody filmed the MPs when they were running to the tunnel. I think this is really draconian and stupid. And whoever did that is the most stupid individual I've ever had. You cannot gag the media in Parliament. These people think they can reverse this country are wasting their time. And if this thing is not lifted within the next 7 days, I'm going to take judicial action to have that circular here. It was issued by Speaker Wetangula. And Wetangula should not think that this country belongs to him. He cannot just wake up and issue sanctions that cannot apply. So it's very shameful that I've had to hold a press conference in the streets of Nairobi because I can't hold it inside the precincts of Parliament. These people think they can turn this country into a fiefdom or some kiosk. They will not succeed. Kenya is a republic governed by law, and the law will prevail. Whether Wetangula likes it or not, the law will prevail. And we are going to be able to have these press conferences inside the precincts of Parliament, not outside. And basically, my press statement is, to summarize, it's basically that we don't need dialogue in Kenya where we are, because the problems we are facing, the challenges facing President Ruto are largely administrative. None of them are political for him to require dialogue. He can take administrative action within the constraint of the Constitution, and that should be able to resolve the stalemate we are in. So yesterday I was very disturbed to see and hear a visibly angry and frustrated President William Samoei Ruto addressing a largely unresponsive impromptu roadside crowd in Bomet. It was really telling that the crowd did not enthusiastically endorse what the president was saying, save for occasional lone shouts of approval. The president looked really desperate and dangerous as he flailed his hands, narrating how he had apparently gone out of his way and done all that was possible for him, including by presenting himself on an X space, but he had failed to get the Gen Zs to stop their street demonstrations and take part in a conversation or a discussion with him on the way out of the current crisis. The president concluded his address by stating that, going forward, he will now change tack and do whatever it will take him to save the country by forcefully ending the peaceful demonstrations. Clearly, he threatened to unleash on the peaceful demonstrators all the violence the state can muster. By threatening to do whatever it will take him to save the country from the Gen Z demonstrations, if they persist with their demonstrations, the president sounded as though he thinks he wields unlimited power like the extinct feudal emperors and kings of the Middle Ages in Europe. I can't disagree with him more. Both the Constitution and his oath of office expressly limit his powers and forbid him from raining fire and brimstone on peaceful demonstrators in the Republic of Kenya for whatever reasons. He is bound to uphold the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and all the laws thereunder. He cannot act on the whim and out of anger and frustration. He must follow the law. Unfortunately, the president did not express himself as a person who understands that his powers are heavily limited by Kenya's very prescriptive constitution, including the Bill of Rights. The president does not have any room to govern this country without reference to the constitution and the law. Even the immunity from prosecution for criminal activities, which he enjoys under Article 143 of the Constitution, does not shield him from crimes for which the president may be prosecuted under any treaty to which Kenya is party and which prohibits such impunity. Hence, the president must know that he will be held personally liable for any violations of the Constitution and the law by the security forces he is threatening to unleash against the peaceful demonstrators. There is no choice between safety of the state and the demand that the country be governed strictly in accordance with the Constitution and the law. In addition, the president's obsession with having dialogue with the demonstrators clearly shows that he has not grasped the fact that the demonstrators' grievances require administrative and not political solutions. His complaint that the Gen Z demonstrators have declined his invitation to sit down with him and take part in a conversation or dialogue is simply mischievous. The demand for the rule of law, including for him to obey court orders, the demand for good governance, including transparency and accountability in public affairs, the demand for him to prosecute the powerful individuals behind scams like the fake fertilizer and the cooking oil sagas, the demand for him to arrest and prosecute rogue police officers who killed innocent demonstrators, the demand for him to end police brutality, abductions and extrajudicial killings, the demand for a lean and clean balanced budget and for fair taxation, the demand for fairness in employment to public offices, the demand that only people with integrity and who bring honor to the office they hold should be employed in the public service, the demand that only people with integrity should be appointed to the cabinet, all the demands, plus these demands that are being made by the Gen Z demonstrators, require administrative, not political solutions. There is no demand which the Gen Z are making which requires political solutions through dialogue. Hence, the president and those demanding to hold dialogue with the Gen Z demonstrators are backing up the wrong tree and must be stopped in their tracks. The president should stop wasting our time, beating about the bush and talking about meaningless dialogue, and do the obvious by taking decisive administrative action under the Constitution and the law to address the demands made by the Gen Z demonstrators. If the president refuses to do so, then he and his administration have no legitimacy to stay on and must leave office. Simply, it means they are unable to govern this country. It is in the above context that the slogan, "Ruto must go," should be understood. The president cannot stay in office if he is unable to govern, and is proving that daily. Kenyans are demanding administrative action, not baseless political dialogue. So basically what I'm saying is that you have seen this obsession by politicians that they want to have dialogue, they want to have whatever. But there's no political dispute that has been raised by the Gen Z. They have not challenged anything that requires politicians to come back and talk. What the Gen Z have challenged is simply administrative issues. They want corruption dealt with, they want thieves prosecuted, they want public office to be reserved for people who have integrity. They want things that require administrative action. None of the things that are being demanded require political action for there to be dialogue. So dialogue is a way of deceiving and delaying the justice Kenyans are demanding. And that's why personally I am opposed to dialogue. And I urge the Gen Z not to be fooled into any dialogue that will deliver nothing, and to keep demanding that the president uses the Constitution and the law to deliver the administrative solutions they are demanding. That's my press statement. And so going to court may not really be a thing to deliver. The only thing we shall do is that he should know that he will not be in power forever, and if he breaks the law, it will catch up with him when he leaves office. Very, very, very many presidents have gone to jail in this world, and so he will not be an exception. So the only safety net he has is to rule by the law. If he breaks the law, he can enjoy the immunity for the time he's in power, but when he leaves power, he'll have to answer for all these violations, and going to jail is one of them.
Yeah, this is quite interesting, So who is going to save Kenya? Who is going to save Kenya? Is it the Azimio la Umoja, the coalition, the broad-based government, the Azimio leadership that is about to subside? So who is going to save this nation? Omutata, who is going to save this nation? Onyonka, who is going to save this nation? Osoro, who is going to save this nation? Chungwa, who is saving this nation? I'm calling upon Raila Amolo Odinga, who is going to save this nation that is about to subside? Who is ready to die for this nation? Kasmwe, who is going to save this nation? Eric Omondi, who is saving this nation? You see, the one of the very most important thing that we learn from all this is speaking is that nothing is going to be done. That is the only point that we have, because whoever that is speaking is poor. They have no power, but they have knowledge, and knowledge that is not exercised is nothing. You see, and the people of the Republic of Kenya are ignorant. So what they know is talking. And I think this is a disease that Raila Amolo Odinga contaminated the Kenyans with. When there's a problem, the best thing we do is talk, and never implement anything. So, as Azimio la Umoja is about to subside, I'm asking the following suggestions to be taken very serious. Western, tengeneza chama yenu. Western, form your party, be united, and be the opposition leader. Wiper, go back to Wiper. Wiper is not going to help you. Guys, I'm telling you for free. Eri hata mkuje munichukue as your position, niwasaidie in leading your party to glory. But somebody called Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka is a coward. Kalonzo, I'm telling you, like, I feel when he talks. I'm a young person, but I feel when Kalonzo Musyoka is talking, you can really tell this guy is about to fall. He is not going to defeat Raila Amolo Odinga and Ruto. He is an incapable. He cannot do that. Gen Z, they're talkers, they're not doers. So you see, unless another formula that is formulated. You see, if Ruto right now is in the streets campaigning for 2027, what are the Azimio party doing? Talking. And they don't know the strategy of this man. If you know the tactics of this man, then you can easily counterattack. If you don't know the tactics Ruto uses to win, then you are unlikely to win this guy. You are offside. You are incompetent to win this guy. You see, because right now he is putting the foundation for 2027 election. And Kalonzo is saying Ntanguka nai. You see, very irrelevant. So as Kenyans now, the ball, we have Kenyans, we have Azimio, we have Gen Z, we have the ruling party. Yeah. So the Kenyans, the ball is on your hands. To just fold your hand like this and watch. Your time is being wasted because when the president comes home, you leave your business and go listen from him. He promises when he is done, you start discussing about him, and that is what he wants. No, now what to a Freemason now. They only need you to talk about them for them to gain popularity. You see, these people who have some invisible powers, the only thing they want is to cause a problem, and when they cause a problem, they want you to talk about that problem. So that problem is connected to him. You understand? And that is how Kenyans are. Your mind is being connected to this person, and therefore you will not cease to vote for him 2027. And therefore that tells me change to come in Kenya will take a long way. Not today, not tomorrow. It will take a long way. So Gen Z, I'm not talking about them, because if Eric Omondi is not talking, then there's no change. Eric Omondi is not talking. We have no advices like King Kaka. They are not talking. Therefore, the movement is dead. Yeah, because we are also hungry to power, not change. Actually, Gen Z movement was about change, not leadership. So what we need is change this. If it is not going to change, we will not give a damn. And then not only going to the streets, but planning on the best counter-attack tactic. And one of the best of it is enlightenment. Because if people have knowledge, then the leaders have no protection. If people are ignorant, therefore the leaders have protection. Leaders have where to hide. You know, if Nairobi, you are enlightened, and we have millions of Kenyans living away from Nairobi who trust the political leaders and the political affiliated information. You see, when president goes at home and says the anarchy, the formless, anonymous, the people there are clapping because these terms are new to them. But to us, the Nairobian, we are so used to anarchy, to protest, to mandamano, to anonymous, to formless, to all those. We know this is a political statement to ruin and to harbor people's mind. You see, so Gen Z, they have all of a sudden, because talking a lot leads to jumping of our mind, forming and reforming and rechanging, until now we are now coming up with, we need to have an opposition party. You see, we have lost direction. You see, our aim was not to dialogue. Our aim was simple. President, change this. Or you don't want, okay, you have started campaigns, okay, let's also go to campaigns. Enlighten people on what President Ruto is up to. Explain to people what this finance bill was about. So once people understand the problem, once people understand governance, once people understands politicians and the politics, the better we are. The better we are in a good position to win. And therefore, we either choose, take the direction of enlightenment or take the direction of exchanging words with the president. But you know what? Finally, he's the one who is going to win. If you talk, Ruto takes information and digests it and produces. He's a very wise guy. He's a smart guy who knows how to invest. He wants to be rich. He wants to be the top man. You see, and therefore, Azimio, I'm not talking about it because there's a division. Wiper enda kwenu, tengeneza chama from Ukambani. But watu wangu wa Western, yenda, mmekuwa mkitumika sana. Now go home and make your chama. Come to the forefront and speak. Wandinya mweze kuwa opposition leaders. Mbona lazima muongoze na mtu kama Kalonzo Musyoka? Ati because of what? Hapana. Weenda kwa Wiper. It's okay, you see. Sometimes it takes confidence to say no. Confidence to say sitaki. Raila, tunakupenda lakini kaa huko. Your time is up. You really deserve to be there. And Westerners, just unite and make something that is going to help this nation move forward. But finally, all Kenyans need to know the objectives, the shape, the plans, how we want Kenya to look like. Having that picture will help us know the kind of leaders we want who are going to take this country to that picture that we have painted in our mind to make this Kenya look like. If we don't have that, trust me, this journey is long for us.